Hey, everybody. This is our Professional Development Showcase Week. So this is a fun week where you get to think about and reflect on the project that you put together for the professional development assignment and share the workshop or whatever format your PD took with your peers and give each other some feedback. So I'm really excited to learn about what you did for this project and to see the ways that you engage with one another. And as an aside, professional development is something that I think a lot about myself as a teacher educator. I do a lot of professional development with teachers around the country focused on supporting emergent bilingual students. And it is something that I continue to think about in terms of what contributes to meaningful and effective PD. What really shifts people's practice, people's stance, ideological understandings from a professional development workshop. And so I hope as you're beginning to reflect upon what you did and what you learned from the experience, that you're also thinking about areas that were really successful and things that you felt were meaningful and ways that you could continue to think about how to improve your practice as somebody who facilitates professional development. The aim really in this program is not just to have you walk away feeling like you know something about TESOL and bilingual education, that you also feel like you can be a leader in your school communities, in your local communities, and share this knowledge with others. So hopefully you had a little taste of that through this project. So this week, there are no readings. I really want you to focus your time on reflecting and sharing what you did with your classmates. The first step then is to write your reflection. Before doing that, I recommend that you read over the assignment description again, because I've included a rubric. But I also, in the page on Brightspace for this week, as you scroll down, you can see I've given some additional structure and ideas for how you could put together the reflection. There's no mandated content that must be there, but I do think it's helpful in a reflection to include some of the context of why you designed the workshop, and then what the topic was, who your audience was, what the goals of the workshop were, a summary of what you did, both in terms of how you prepared it and then what you actually did, content, activities for the PD workshop, and then moving from that into the reflection on how it went, what you learned, and how your learning from this experience will impact your future practice as an educator. And I've also asked you to identify which standards from the initial TESOL pre-K-12 teacher preparation programs you addressed through your project. So that's going back to those 5 TESOL standards that you're working toward mastering in this program. So the specific content that you were covering through the PD workshop you designed. Once you've finished writing that reflection, upload it to the assignments tab on Brightspace and add any other artifacts that you want me to consider as part of what you did for your PD. So that likely will include PowerPoint slides or some sort of multimedia presentation or format or visual that you put together. Any handouts, any activities you did, anything that you think would give me a good picture and understanding of what you did for the assignment. So that is due by Sunday. And I did include a note if you submitted it already. I know a few of you submitted your assignment early, and after reading through this, decide that you want to tweak what you did. You are welcome to resubmit before the deadline. So know that just because you submitted something early doesn't mean you can't make changes if you'd like to. Okay, excuse me. And then the second assignment that's connected to the showcase for this week is on the discussion forum. So you will be posting this week, sharing what you did for your professional development project with your peers. However, rather than a traditional discussion post, I would like you to share your thoughts for your initial post in a video format or in an audio format. So that means you can record yourself like this, speaking and talking about what you did. You can use Zoom to share some slides or share some sort of visual to show us and show your peers what you did. But just to make it a little bit more interactive, since we can't do the showcase in person, use video or audio formats to share with your peers. This does not have to be long. I'm thinking no more than 5 minutes so that we can get a taste of what you did, which again is flexible in terms of what you want to share, but I think it's helpful to include why you chose the topic, what you did for the workshop, what you learned from the experience, how it might shape your future practice, and just anything that you think would be helpful for your colleagues to know from what you did or what you learned. So you'll upload that, and also by Sunday so you'll have all the materials sent to me in the assignment portal, and then you'll have this uploaded into the discussion forum. And then, as usual, we'll have 2 response posts. Those do not have to be videos. You can include a video if you'd like, but you can just write. But in those response posts, you should post after viewing your peers' materials, which includes their videos and whatever they've linked, PowerPoints or any other artifacts that they've linked. And in your response, ask questions, offer suggestions, give kudos, just kind of engaging deeply with what they've shared. And I do want to add this time, because everyone is sharing their projects, make sure that everybody gets comments on their project. So when you're choosing which project to review, choose the ones first that have 0 or 1 response. And then if everyone already has 0 or 1 response, you can choose another one, just to make sure that everybody gets some feedback onto their showcase. So that is it in terms of the content for this week. Looking ahead, I do want you to work on revising your unit plans. I'm in the process of providing feedback, and as I finish one, I will send the feedback right away. So as soon as you get your feedback, start working on making those revisions. The final unit plans are due on Sunday, December 4th. So make sure that once you've received the feedback, you make the revisions to your unit accordingly. Do continue working on your school district-based problem or advocacy paper. At this point, you should be finishing up the research or the reviewing of the literature, depending upon what your focus was, and moving towards writing up your findings or synthesizing your learning. It will be due on December 13th, which will be here soon. So keep working on that. And then finally, we will not have any readings or assignments next week because it is Thanksgiving. So you can continue to make progress on those 2 other large projects that we're working on, the unit plan and the final paper. But know that we won't have any videos or readings or assignments, so that you can enjoy Thanksgiving with your friends and families. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'm really excited to see what you did for your PD projects and to engage with you and your classmates around them. Have a good week.